You'll notice he no longer suffers delusions of humanity.
Affirmative.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not gonna do what everyone thinks I'm gonna do. And flip out, man.
Has editing your content become a burden, or you just don't have the skill set?
I wish I could focus on content production, but post-editing takes so much time and effort.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
We'll look no further. Here at Asylum 99 Studios, I can help you create professional quality videos that will be sure to captivate viewers. With my creativity and skill, along with your content, assets, and ideas, I can bring your vision into the simulation. I offer the following services: video clipping and organization, content creation, VFX, SFX, and motion graphics, intro and outro assets. Requests may be taken upon further discussion. So if you're a content creator, short on time because you're out living your best life, or you wish you could focus all your energy into producing content, reach out to Asylum 99 Studios today.
What are you waiting for?
What am I waiting for? What am I waiting for?
Don't settle for mediocre videos. Hire me as your freelance video editor and create videos that meet your standards. Asylum 99 Studios. Release your creativity.
Do I bother you?
Don't waste yourself.
What's your style?
My style? You can call it the art of fighting without fighting.
The art of fighting without fighting? Show me some of it.
Later. All right. Don't you think we need more room?
Where else?
That island, on a beach. We can take this boat.
Okay. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Hey, are you crazy? Pull me in. Pull me in.
Don't try to pull yourself up,
Get me out of
or
this
I'll let go the line.
What's the matter with you kids? Come on, pull.
What's going on, Ken folks? We're back again to talk about our favorite slant-eyed adversary, Xi Jinping and the CCP.
Ancient Chinese secret.
Now, I know I've spoken on this previously, but as long as there's people out here bringing new footage and new little tidbits of information, I'm gonna be here to bring it to you guys. Because I would like to think that most people are aware of what's going on, but the horrifying reality is most people either are completely ignorant or they have their head in the sand. Neither of those states are conducive to your survival. So without further ado, let's talk about the art of fighting without fighting.
However you slice it, America is intentionally under attack by many incarnations of foreign infiltration.
It's not Genocide Joe that has to go. It's the entire system that has to go.
Whether
Now, while I agree with that gentleman is saying, judging by who he's speaking on, and how good his English accent is, you're saying the right things, but you shouldn't be over here saying it, Hussein. You know what I'm saying? I don't even mean no disrespect by that. Go handle them ninjas on your soil and leave them ninjas over here to us. Don't come over here and compile our problems.
Dull force of the open jihad growing within the interior of the United States.
Quote, almost immediately after the October 7th attack, people were celebrating in the streets in Dearborn.
Why can't you just say whether or not you condemn people chanting death to... Why are you afraid to talk to Fox
News? Listen, using racist tropes towards my community is what Fox News is about, and I don't talk to Fox News.
The last time I checked, Muslims isn't a race. It's a religious sect, right? Or I don't recall this reporter saying Palestinian specifically, and I actually don't know what Rashida Tlaib is, but I do know what she is in this aspect. She's a foreign agent.
Hey, Rabs.
And should not be holding office on my ancestral soil. I know that.
Death to America racist?
Or the hordes of bloodthirsty Haitians storming the beaches of Florida.
Florida's governor deploying more patrols to the state's southern coast and plans to install new leadership in Haiti appears to be crumbling.
And even the U.S. Marines are being sent into Haiti to help secure the U.S. embassy there. But in the worst areas where that chaos is happening, we know that there are a number of U.S. citizens that are literally stranded.
Or the now rampant looting of the United States infrastructure that has no end in sight.
6 additional buses arrived at the Port Authority bus terminal overnight.
This comes after 14 buses arrived from Texas.
Tonight, another major U.S. city, San Diego, buckling as it grapples with a growing number of migrants. Border Patrol dropping off hundreds of people at local bus stops from as far away as China.
You can call it the art of fighting without fighting.
Now, what did y'all just look at? You looked at the new state-sponsored mercenaries. No different from those who came in so-called colonial America. No different. These mercenaries are the same as you so-called Native Americans. And I ain't talking about the Mongols. I'm talking about the pasty cakes. All you so-called, I'm a red-blooded American. This used to be y'all, nigga. To my people. But now, you get a little bit of taste of your own medicine. So I hope y'all ready.
What's up now, pump chick?
China.
No country comes remotely close to executing the art of war as China does with its methodical, creeping disintegration warfare.
The art of fighting without fighting?
Being waged on the United States of America. Author Peter Schweitzer writes that disintegration warfare, in the Chinese leader's words, is going after the United States' soft underbelly in terms of politics, economics, and the spirit and psychology of its people.
The art of fighting without fighting.
The art of fighting without fighting?
Now, if y'all saw one of my recent videos, Lab Wars, the Silent Showdown, what do we talk about? The art of fighting without fighting. So, what has China been doing? Y'all hear all the hubbub about TikTok and all of that stuff. Y'all heard about China buying farmland over here on my ancestral soil.
Ancient Chinese secret.
Y'all heard of China setting up shop military-wise up in Canada and down in Mexico.
Ancient Chinese secret.
During the lockdowns, we heard about China and Russia having subs and navies off the coast on both ends of the country. China has agents within our own fake-ass government.
Ancient Chinese secret.
Sounds like the plan is going, I'm not going to say well, but it sounds like their plan is going. We'll leave it at that.
Disintegration warfare is based on the ancient Chinese strategist and General Sun Tzu's teachings on how to win a war without fighting.
The art of fighting without fighting?
The strategy is aimed at undermining a rival country's, quote, national will, values, and cohesion.
Fighting without fighting.
End quote.
Now, if you're a United States citizen, if you got your eyes open, you're seeing everything he just said playing out right in front of your face. This is good for China, because one example I'll use is there's a divide in this country over firearms. There really shouldn't be no divide, because anybody who's cuffing their nuts don't care if you tell them that they can't have a firearm or not. Stay strapped to get clapped. Right. Or, you know, the more popular political division in the country, when both political parties are in the pockets of the very Chinese they're speaking of.
Ancient Chinese secret.
Chinese immigrant who is now a U.S. congressional candidate.
No fucking way. Hey, no fucking way. That's it.
Has warned Americans not to underestimate China's use of soft power to infiltrate the United States and achieve global dominance.
I know what no freedom of speech is what I'm all about. I know what big government is all about. Here's his ancient Chinese secret.
Now, somebody explain to me how a woman fresh off the boat, fresh off the junk from China, is already shooting up the political ladder. And you know where I'm going to lay the blame for this? At the feet of you civil rights, we shall overcome. Go tell Pharaoh, let my people go, ass niggas and niggers.
Hate you black bastards. You stink.
It is your fault that Mei Ling Fong is able to get up here in our government. Okay? And she might be one of the nice migrants, right? One of the ones that don't mean no harm and just here to seek a better life. That's cool and all. But what precedent are we setting? Well, to be honest with you, the precedent was set before I was born. Or at least the precedent was set before I was politically aware. I ain't gonna say politically active. I will say politically aware. Just something to think about. You niggas did this.
Investigating and logging every weakness in American national security it can find.
China is buying up some American farmland. The question is China doing that to spy on the U.S. military?
What we're seeing now is a continuing trend and an uptick in these intrusions.
According to the Wall Street Journal, the FBI, Department of Defense, and others have been conducting a year-long investigation into so-called gate crashers. It's happening all over the U.S., according to the report. In Florida, Chinese scuba divers were caught swimming in dirty water near a government rocket launch site. In New Mexico, the gate crashers attempted to breach a missile launch location. Officials even caught Chinese nationals leading a tour of the White House, attempting to take photos of Secret Service and communications equipment.
Now, being somebody that lives out in the Western region, so-called Western region, Eastern region if you know, you know. Somebody that lives in this region. I see that all the time. Chinese tourists be everywhere out here. Up there trying to look at the Grand Canyon and all that shit. When I was living in Vegas, they was up there heavy, all up and down the strip. As I've said previously, the barbarians inside the gate.
Meanwhile, the Chinese are pouring fuel on the fire of gang violence that is tearing cities apart. As Breitbart reports, cities such as St. Louis continue to devolve into war zones. This, in large part, to the fact that the communist Chinese government has been flooding the United States with illicit gun parts.
A penny-sized device can turn a semi-automatic weapon into one that can fire up to 1,100 bullets a minute with one pull of the trigger. ATF agent Tony Pierce demonstrated the machine gun conversion device, commonly known as a Glock switch, at a gun range in Slidell.
Okay, there was a lot to unpack right there. Number one. Thank you, China, for giving us a way to make our Glocks fully auto. But fuck you, China, for not making it accessible to niggas like me.
Pussy ass nigga.
Number two. Fuck you, ATF.
Pussy ass nigga.
With the regular Glock setup in semi-automatic, it's much easier to control the shots because you have time to allow the weapon to cycle, and you're able to control your recoil.
The weapon is harder to handle when it's fully automatic using the illegal switch.
A lot of times on the street, guys are shooting with one hand, and to try to control this with just one hand would be nearly impossible. And you're going to have innocent bystanders in the background and the foreground who could also get hit by this.
Records reveal that between 20...
So Glock switches are illegal because ninjas is out here running around spraying up the block. Got it.
Man, this is some bullshit!
2019 and 2021, there was a rise of 4,200% in incidents involving machine gun fire in 130 American cities. The Chinese flooding of third world America with Glock switches, ensuring that the mass murder of innocent civilians will eventually lead to sweeping gun control legislation. Solution? Close the border today.
As I said before, the Glock switch is not the problem. Hoodlums having the Glock switch isn't even the full problem. The real problem here is you ain't got a Glock switch to spray back with. That's my problem.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
So there you got it, Ken, folks. Now, some things that I'm hoping people pick up from this is this. Complacency kills. It's a phrase that I picked up in the Army. And at this point, complacency has already got your head in the noose and they already pulled the switch, right? We down here gasping for air, hoping that the rope breaks and we fall to the ground. It's time out for thinking things can't happen to us because we're America. They would never do that stuff to us. Because as I said before in this video and previous videos, the barbarian is inside the gate. All they're doing now is waiting for the signal, the go-ahead. They're all posted up in your cities, of all ethnicities. And they're just waiting. Y'all know the analogy, the frog in the pot. The water's already boiling. I'm not in the pot. I'm on the counter screaming at y'all ninjas. Get up out of there. Jump out now. Sadly, most aren't going to hear the call. And what's even more scary is there's frogs in there trying to pull other frogs in there from getting out, like crabs in a barrel. This all happened because people, the bot herd, refused to take their lives into their own hands, and we looked towards government to be our providers, saviors, and our managers. And now, it's looking like it's about time to pay the piper. He's knocking on your door with his hand out. What's your next course of action?
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So say goodnight to the bad guy. Go on.
I am a human being. I exist.
Delusions, Mr. Wordsworth. Delusions.
Send the word.